Alright, so after the first video, I had to go back and take everything apart again just to do the final modifications to it and make up the final parts. So here you can see I'm starting to get the belts all hooked up and working in the actual drive on the Y there. And then for that, I'm using some cam followers actually to wrap the belt around. And this is one of those things I bought on eBay probably about 25 years ago. I bought like 70 of them for 50 bucks just because I needed 2 of them, and been trying to figure out what I'd use the rest of them for. So they do come in handy, and you can see with the lead screw I had to take that off the ball screw off the lead screw again, and that time I made a little fixture so the balls wouldn't fall out, and I had to modify that to put the actual pulley on the other end of it, I decided. And then, here's the belt set up, and it's just kind of like a 3D printer where the belt goes up, wraps around, and, has a couple cam followers there. And it just feeds in and out of there. So hopefully that'll work. We'll see. It's a steel reinforced belt, so I will find out. Then it's time to start putting everything back together and getting things moving. And there's only one way it'll go together now. Otherwise, you run into trouble. And then I made a couple little blocks to go on each end of the rails to anchor the actual belts to. And this will allow me to tension them up pretty good. You can see I got some spacers in there and stuff. So, I just screw in place under there. And then I did serrate the top of those plates right there. You can see to match the timing belt. So I machined in the exact pattern of the timing belt so they will lock in place. And, give even pressure on it and it shouldn't break. So it's really easy to tension the belts. I'm not going too tight. I'm not going for super precision here. I'm just going for a smooth movement and just tighten that up. And you can see back to the old Phillips head screw. I'm running out of metric hardware, so this is what I got left. But they do work, and belts are really easy to tension. Just anchor one side, stretch the other side, and you can see how it works. Now here's all the electronics I've got. I got my motor drives there, and I did buy some low current, higher torque stepper motors for this. They did cost a little bit extra, but trying to keep the current down. And I did buy some like $11 drivers here, and you can see both of them are different. I can't believe it's supposed to be the same drivers. One came with a plastic case, the other came with a steel aluminum case on it. Completely different driver under the same shipment. So, you never know with Chinese stuff what you get, but hopefully they work. And then I've got an old Arduino I'm going to plan on powering this with in the end, but, that's going to take a while, so I'm putting all manual buttons on it. And there you can see these stepper motors are a little bigger than standard because they're a low current model. I'm just going to run this on a power brick from an old machine, so that's going to need lower power. And I had to make a little control panel. I made some labels with my Cameo 3 there and a little aluminum panel to hold some of the switches to operate it. And that's what they look like in the end. I was a little bit off putting the labels on, but still don't look too bad. And that's just going to be my little control panel to operate it manually now and auto in the future. And that's where that goes. So, it fits in there nice and tight. And pretty much everything's all done, ready to try out for the first time now. And that's how it works. You just have to hold the button down, and I've got a plus and minus switch for each one. So that'll allow me to get the heights and stuff to scan over a slab first, and then go back and start it to run automatic when I finally do finish it. Now I did buy a new router bit, and this is like the cheapest insert bit that I could find on Amazon that would take the 14mm square inserts. And actually it's really nice for what I paid for it and stuff. I'll put a link to it in the description because I think it's a great bit. I mean, it didn't have really good reviews, but the one I got is nice. And there it is, just it's just a cheap offshore version, and it will work with the Grizzly 14mm inserts that I have a couple boxes of extra spares, so I'll never ever have to sharpen anything or run out of bits. But it did come with 3 inserts, and 6 screws for them, so an extra set of screws, and let's start putting the inserts together here. And they do lock nice and tight in, how they should, and square up and everything. And actually it's a really nice looking bit. I'm surprised for the money. So I put that in the spindle, and I wanted to just make sure it was balanced, and I ran it up to about 18,000 RPM, which is the max that it can run. And it runs smooth as silk on this, no vibration at all. So this thing is, I think it's really a great buy. We'll see how it works in a second, I'll show you. But, basically very smooth running, very well balanced, and it's only a 2-inch cutter, but, that'll work. So I just grabbed a little scrap slab that I had laying in the shop to try the first cut here. And I'm just searching for the high spot. That's pretty much the high spot on here. And I'm just going to set that on just a hair above it. And then go back to 0 to start. But I kept hearing banging and this and that. And I was wondering what it was. Let me pick that up a little. I really didn't have to pick that up. It turned out I left one of the screws in place that hit that orange guard on the bottom. There it is. And I just had to move that out. Living with this brain fog from COVID has been really made life difficult when you try to do things like this. It's been just so frustrating. And it takes 3 times as long. But anyhow, I got that, pretty much all set up to start now. I do have to make a Z adjustment for the spindle there. You can see right now I'm just manually holding it to set the Z, trying to drop it a 1/4 inch from where it was. And that spindle weighs about 20 pounds, so it's just not easy to do. So that's my next project for this, to finish it up. And also I have to make the clamps and wedges to hold the slabs. But, you can see I just got it shimmed up and held in place for now. So we're just going to try to run this, see what happens, see how it comes out and how the bit works and, how everything works. Now, one of my biggest concerns is actually how the dust collection is going to work on this. I'm just using a standard CNC shoe on there and hoping it works good. And just trying to get this thing moving. You can see I had a jam up there, right there. This is my first time operating, and believe it or not, I forgot to put the set screws in the final belt drive pulley on the other side. So I went back and, put the set screws in, and that's another thing. This brain fog, really makes you screw things up a lot of times, but, at least it's recoverable. And here I am. I'm just doing this first slab, and I made it so you have to hold the button down, just as a safety feature, so you couldn't let it run on its own. But this thing is really running smooth, cutting nice. I am really impressed, and if you look there, you see absolutely hardly any dust. In the end, it looks like I'm getting about 99% of the dust that comes off of these and chips and stuff, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to see in the video, but that cutter is just doing a wonderful job. Just, I can run this faster in the future, speed everything up and stuff, but for now I'm just, going at a nice control feed, and it's just no strain at all on anything, and the spindle's handling it fine. I took up to a 1/4 inch off here with no problems, no burning, no nothing, just a perfectly flat cut, and as you can see, there's no dust. Unbelievable, I think. So this really is going to work out good. Like I said, I've got a lot of little things to finish on it, and working out the Arduino, at this point in time, I can't do anything like that. My brain's too messed up. But hopefully in the future, clear up, and I'll be able to get working on that, or possibly find some help on that too. So this is really going to be awesome. I can't wait to get it, all finally done and set up. But you can see, just so easy compared to my manual sled, just going there and eating dust constantly, and having to really bend over and move and this and that. This is, even with the push button, this works good. And as I said, I can just speed up those pulse generators there to make it run faster. But for now, I'm running the bit at about, I think it was about 12,000, a little bit over 12,000 RPM, which is the low end, recommended for the bit. And I'm just running this nice slow pace. But I'm actually guessing that this spindle probably would have handled the 3-inch bit no problem too. And I still have a lot of stuff to clean up on it, but this really makes me happy at this point that it looks like it's gonna function 100%, and I made it, got it done. So this little slab here probably is gonna turn into a bench when that's all done. Really, nice little piece of walnut. I'm just kind of, I was gonna speed this up at first, but I figured I'll just, just run this through the whole thing through at the actual speed it's going at, and show you. It does take a couple minutes right now at doing it by manually, and I'm getting a step over different each time too, so probably have to put some nameplate with some inch marks on it for the future to speed it up and make sure I get the full 2-inch cutter width. But there you can see about a 1/4 inch cut, no problem. It's just ripping right through this thing. So I definitely, I don't know if I got lucky with that bit or if they all are like that, but boy, it worked beautiful, and I'll never have to worry about sharpening it. It's like I ruined that $50 white side bit in 20 minutes flattening the table on my CNC router because it was MDF, so I'll never have to worry about that again. And there we go. It's actually not too bad holding the buttons down. It's slow, but it actually works. And the thing that really amazes me is just the sawdust collection. That's what I was really shooting for, is to not have a shop full of sawdust when I was done doing the slab. There's absolutely no dust in the air either. It's pretty amazing. Usually that fine stuff coming off walnut gets in the air and you have to worry about that. But this, it's there, you can see exactly what it did and how it works. So I'm extremely happy at this point in time. And once I get it finished up, I'll do another video about it. But you can see that cutter cut perfectly flat. There are some lines you can see in the video that they're kind of like the carbide insert lines that the planer leaves when you do it. It's flat, but you still see the lines. There you can see, and I guess it's because the bit's running in different directions, but just a very fine amount of sawdust left on the surface of it, but that's it. Nothing in the air, not a bench full or anything else, so I'm happy. Boy, if I got a lot of slabs to flatten too, so this is going to be a good working tool in the end. And there, I have to make like the wedges and the clamps next, and that's going to take me a while, but it's just something I'm looking forward to do once I get the garden in here. And I just thought I'd share this with you to show sometimes how you can just grab a couple parts off of Amazon and put something together like this that will make life easier. So it's definitely worth taking some time to make machinery that you do need or actually want. And again, the Arduino sitting there, but I'm not sure. I still have to add some switches and stuff to it to make it work automatically. But that's that's just a simple issue down the road. Yeah, I have to tell you, with this brain fog from the COVID, this was the toughest project I ever did. It really wasn't something that was that complex, but just doing things wrong, running into problems, and wiring wrong, and just having to walk away when things went bad and come back the next day and work on it, I found was the best solution to keep me from getting frustrated. But in the end, it's done and ready to run now. And I will say, going with that spindle was really, an awesome decision, because that thing is so quiet, so powerful, so smooth. It was just worth it at less than the cost of a, 3 horsepower router. And it's, just what you're running on for now, a couple buttons, but in the future I'll update that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.